Most people hit rock bottom in private. I did it on international TV. I got so drunk on live TV that I kissed my coworker, blacked out, and nearly died on camera. Millions of people watched me spiral. And when I tried to rebuild myself, the internet just laughed. But they didn't see the panic attacks that I was drinking to numb, or the guilt that I woke up to every morning, or the shame that I buried so damn deep that I didn't even know who I was without it. I wasn't just partying, I was escaping, and I nearly didn't make it out. So I got sober. I rebuilt my body, I rebuilt my brain, and I fixed my relationships. And 5 years later, I'm happily married, running a 7-figure business, and helping others heal the way that I wish I could have. Sobriety didn't just save me, it gave me a life worth waking up for. And before I show you how getting drunk on international television made me completely sober, I want to tell you what the hardest part of this journey was for me. Now, leading up to my appearance on reality TV, I had began with personal development work, working through processes of self-reflection, increasing self-awareness, and realizing that I had full control and responsibility of my life as well as my destiny. And it was this process that led me to questioning my social habits. At 27, I was partying hard, copious amounts of alcohol and drugs, not out of addiction, but I was chasing happiness, chasing stimulation. I was in a corporate job lacking any meaning and distracting myself from the emptiness with reckless behavior. But a mentor helped me shift into a life of travel and adventure. So I quit my job, sold everything, and I trained to work in yachting. It felt like my first real step towards freedom. After months of walking the docks in the south of France looking for work, I landed an amazing first job on an expedition yacht, and we visited 13 countries during the next 75 days of charter. It was once this job had concluded that I was approached by Below Deck, which was a reality TV show that followed the lives of a yacht crew. How insane was this opportunity? Just a few years back, I was a nobody living in South Africa. Now I had an opportunity to build a global presence in the public eye. I had the opportunity of being famous, and I was ready for it. I had done the work. I believed that I had nothing to hide. This was a global platform, international presence and recognition. This would absolutely change my life again. So I met the film crew and my sailing crew in Tahiti, which is in French Polynesia, and I filmed my first season for the next 7 weeks. It was an epic experience. Once the season aired on international TV, I soon became known as the party boy, happy-go-lucky South African yachty, just out to have a good time, making the most of life. It also didn't hurt my reputation that I had an athletic body, 6-pack abs, pecs, biceps. It was clear that I was into fitness and looking after my body, but it was also clear that I loved to drink and party. And then I nearly died. During a routine towing maneuver, I got my foot caught in a rope connected to a 6-ton support vessel behind our 600-ton yacht. In an instant, I was pulled underwater, my ankle tangled, the line tightening, dragging me down. I knew what was coming. When that rope took full tension, my foot would have been severed like a twig. I couldn't get loose, and I just had to start accepting the fate. I had this strange calm that just settled in me in that moment. I had surrendered myself to my fate as that line started squeezing around my ankle, which was now lifting my foot out of the water. As I screamed because the pain became too much, all the tension released. The actual line released. The crew had got the line loose with a second left, saving my life. You see, in that moment, I thought I was just preparing to lose my foot. But after getting back on board, reflecting on the moment, had my foot been ripped off, I would have just bled out in the water before anybody could come and get me. This realization led to a deep level of contemplation and reflection of my life. All of it. Career, family, habits. You see, when you're faced with a near-death experience, it brings on a different level of introspection. My life over the last year had moved and changed so rapidly, it was a whirlwind of chaos and change. It was like I needed this moment to ground me and force me to pause for a second and just take check of where I was. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. And I wish I could say that life just magically became better through this traumatic experience, but it didn't. And why would it? Because now I was drinking and partying even more, distracting myself through life of a celebrity. The parts of me that craved external validation was thriving while the deeper inner being was screaming for attention. After season 1, I was invited back. This time I wasn't just crew. I was in a leadership role. More responsibility, more pressure, more screen time, and more drinking. On the outside, I was still the entertaining one. Confident, funny, charismatic. But on the inside, I was unraveling. And eventually it showed. One night during a blow up with a crew, I snapped. I lost control, smashed a van window in a fit of rage, recreating the very chaos that I ran from in my childhood. That outburst and everything behind it, it aired on international TV. Millions of people watched me spiral. A moment that would lead to public backlash on a level that led me down the road of suicidal thoughts. You see, I thought I was better. I'd worked on my personal development. I made the huge life changes. I took responsibility of my life and made the decision to better my career and my place in this world. But I stopped too soon though. I thought the hard work was done. I never realized that alcohol was numbing the parts of me that needed deep attention, not fixing them. You see, alcohol was a part of my identity. I was my most confident when drinking. I felt the most present and happy when I was drinking. But it was all a distraction from the real work that needed to be done. The personal development work that I did 2 years back was just the surface. In between the chaos of public backlash, confusion, depression, I was offered a gift. I had the gift of being shown a side of me that needed work. Not many people get the privilege of seeing themselves in third-person view behaving in a way that was so destructive. And once you see that version of yourself, you can't unsee it. Regardless of the world's feedback, I was my biggest critic. I hated what I saw in myself. And once I conjured up the courage, that's when I began rebuilding. I defaulted back to the discipline that I'd learned through school and college sports. I started eating well, training hard again. It helped bring myself back into alignment, into a productive space. I was still drinking though. 4-day hangovers, copious amounts of booze, ridiculous amounts of money spent. All for what? To keep me feeling like crap? To work against the hard work of eating right and training? And guess what? More outbursts. The cycle of 1 in 10 nights ending in despair continued until it didn't, because I stopped. I stopped drinking. I stopped pretending that I was okay. And I stopped ignoring myself. My inherent drive for achievement and personal growth just didn't allow me to continue any longer. And it was time to figure this out through a sober mind. A decision that would serve me now nearly 6 years of sobriety at the time of recording this. One of the absolute best decisions I could have ever made for my life. But if you think sobriety was the solution, it wasn't. It was just the start. Because alcohol was never the problem. See, I wasn't an addict. I could go weeks without it, months even. But alcohol let me avoid the truth. And when you remove the thing that numbs your pain, you meet your demons head on, which is what I did. I had made huge progress in my life. And through turning my life around, through better eating, training, quitting alcohol, that's when I started my coaching business, helping other people do the same. At the time though, it was focused on just weight loss, losing fat, lifestyle and habit change. The main focus was helping people look their best, which was aligned with what I was doing at the time. Even though I was on the sobriety journey, I wasn't really quite ready to share that though through coaching, as I was still figuring it out and couldn't really teach others than just share how I came to the decision to stop drinking in the first place. So body transformations it was, and it worked so freaking well. For about 3 years. I started waking up less and less motivated. Again, like something was missing. I was running a hugely successful coaching business, yet I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I wasn't feeling aligned. I slipped further and further away from client relationships because I had built a team of coaches to actually coach the clients week on week. What was once a personal, mission-driven business was now just feeling shallow. Social media content became more and more difficult to produce. Team meetings felt disjointed. I was feeling lost, unfulfilled, and confused again. You see, while we were teaching people how to eat food they love while losing weight, I was diving way deeper into my health journey. I was conducting blood tests, genetic tests, stool samples, all to optimize my health. I wasn't only concerned with looking good anymore. I wanted to live long. I wanted to live healthy, deeply and physiologically healthy. I looked the part on the surface, but once I dug deeper into my biology, it was abundantly clear that my years of binge drinking had absolutely wrecked my body. And guess what? Just quitting alcohol did not magically fix it. Coupled with this, I was navigating life as the one that didn't drink anymore. My friends group changed, my hobbies changed, relationships changed. All great things, but it was hard. I had to undergo a complete identity change that nobody talks about post-sobriety. The mental and psychological load of navigating life sober is difficult, and it's lonely, it's confusing, and it's hard. I was working through deep psychological traumas, healing parts of me that I quite frankly didn't even know were running my life. Hugely rewarding, but fucking hard. It helped that I was doing the physical work though alongside the psychological, because one complemented the other in pretty amazing ways. My life, my body, my mind started making sense all at the same time. I was unlocking this version of me that I actually felt that I was meant to be all along. It was no wonder I wasn't feeling aligned with normal standard fitness coaching anymore. I was stuck offering a service that was representative of an old version of me. Not that it's invaluable to help somebody lose weight, but I feel that my purpose and my drive is so much deeper now. What a gift to be able to take people on a journey of finding their true potential post-alcohol. bringing all the things that have drastically changed my own life and physiology into one place for somebody else that's searching for themselves through sobriety. A unique combination of the best of modern science and data-driven health optimization with deep soul work of personal transformation. The best part is that anybody wanting to embark on this journey of reinventing themselves can now do so with a tried and tested support system, so that you don't need to guess, take any risks, or feel uncertain of the outcome, because you will learn from somebody that has already done it. Results go far beyond weight loss or performance. Clients leave with emotional regulation, energy, clarity, self-respect. They become leaders in their families, in their relationships, and in their businesses. They stop relying on substances, routines, or validation to feel safe. They become the version of themselves they thought they'd never meet. So that's the truth behind my journey. From drunk on reality TV to 5 years sober, married, running a business that helps others heal from the inside out. And maybe watching this video might resonate with you. It might even inspire you. But know this, it won't change your life. Because transformation doesn't come from watching stories. It comes from starting your own. And that's why I created a private coaching experience for people who know that they're not okay, even if everything on the outside looks fine. We don't do shame. We don't do hacks. We build structure. We heal the nervous system. We get your mind and your body back on your side so that you can finally become the person that you thought you had to fake being. If that's what you're ready for, click the link and book a call. We'll figure out if it's a good fit. And if it is, we will start rebuilding the version of you that never needed to escape in the first place. I'll see you on the call.